Welcome to Beauty and the Gi, the podcast about Jiu Jitsu and so much more, broadcasting from the locker room today. Oh, and I'm Jen Eads, a blue belt full of curiosity and questions and angst and crankiness.
And I was like, and contempt.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm AJ Klingerman, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, obsessed with Jiu-Jitsu and sunshine.
If you weren't a black belt, I would probably punch you in the face, but I feel like that wouldn't end well for me.
Potentially true.
Okay, so today's podcast may sound a little different for a number of reasons. Number one being we are in one of the locker rooms because there is parking lot paving happening outside today. Yeah. So you're going to get some beep beeps of the trucks backing up.
Just me. That's me backing up my dump truck.
There might be a little rumble. It could be the truck or it could be my contempt welling up to the point I just can no longer contain it. So yeah, this is probably just the most
off the cuff
episode to date. So should we start by letting everyone know that you told me I was delusional today?
Yeah.
Is that a good place to start?
Yeah, that feels like a good place.
Okay.
I said, I don't want to be we'll say jerk, not the word I used.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. You're saving me editing.
Yeah, exactly. But you're being delusional because you were very down on yourself after rolling today. And you did a fantastic job. Like, it's so interesting to see the difference between how you reacted to your rolls and the thoughts going on in my rolls, or like in my head while you were rolling. Uh-huh. So like watching your rounds, I was like, man, she's doing so well. Like, you're getting to good top positions. You were in X multiple times. Like, you went for the Sumigaeshi that we're working on. Like, you did so much good stuff. And your notes were what?
I'll autocorrect. Duck this stuff.
Yes. Save us all from editing. I mean, that's all you. Yeah. So
I did write some other things too, but that was like, I was just frustrated.
Yeah. And I mean, that's how I take my notes too, right? Like, I want to write what I'm feeling in the moment.
Yeah.
But why do you think you were feeling so down on yourself?
I think some of it is off the mat things that have just followed me to the mat.
Yeah.
That could be part of it. And so I was actually trying things. Mm-hmm. And the more I felt like the more I tried, the more I failed.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a good thing.
I understand in theory that it's a really good thing, but the way that it feels in my body and in my brain is very much like, why are you so stupid that you cannot get this? It's not that hard. You drilled it a lot.
It is still hard though. And drilling and live are very different. You know, somebody fighting you versus somebody letting you do it. Like, it is hard. And like, you're going to improve more and faster by trying the things that you're not good at or that you're struggling with or anything like that. Like, and morning class or today at least, was all blue belts, and Matt, who is a high white belt and very advanced white belt. So it's not like you get to like, oh, I'm going to try this on the teenagers first, or I'm going to, like, you're instantly trying it on your peers.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
And I know, like, I get all of this in theory that that's how it should be. I mean, we've talked about that a gazillion times in previous episodes. And I know that in my brain, but in the moment, it's very hard to
tell yourself that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And, I mean, like, Rissa and I just had this conversation recently because she's been trying a lot of new things. And, it sometimes feels like you suck because, you're not pulling them off, or you're keep getting your guard passed or whatever, or like prepping Kelly for No-Gi Worlds. There were a couple weeks when we were mostly working like the stuff she was bad at. So like working bad positions or working, stuff that was hard. And she got to where she was like kind of hating jujitsu.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, let's just get in some fun rounds. Like it doesn't have to be all the suck all the time. And for you, I would advise, like maybe 2 out of the 3 rounds, you're trying new stuff. And 1 round, you're doing your A game. So you can like feel good about yourself a little bit. But it's funny, like even you not doing your A game, you were doing so many great things. Like it just, as a coach, it does kind of like dumbfound me to like look and see like how well you're doing. But I can see that like you're getting frustrated and you're upset. And like, I'm just like, why? You're doing so well. It's just interesting though, the different perspectives.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it helps a lot to hear that I didn't suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, for me to actually believe that is going to be another.
Right.
That's another step in the process.
So what did I make everyone do today when you hit the wall before we bowed out?
Oh, it was the hardest thing we did all day. You made us say 2 things that we did well.
What do you think prompted me to do that?
You could see that I was a cranky troll because I can't hide it very well.
Correct.
I have no poker face. Lady Gaga would be so disappointed in me.
One of our queens, and she just
right.
But that's right. I mean, I could tell that you were getting frustrated, but I was seeing that you were doing so many good things. So I needed you to pick out a couple things that you did well. And so I made everyone in the class do it. What are 2 things you did well today? Now, no offense to Matt, but I do think he kind of took the easy road.
Hi, Matt.
Because he did. He said, I was a good training partner and I didn't get hurt and no one, got hurt, which are great things, but that's not actually things you did well either.
It was really nice though. Like he did let me work my ex. And I did appreciate it.
Yeah. He is a fantastic training partner.
Yeah.
But I also want to hear things that he feels like he's doing well with his jujitsu. So, the next time I ask, I'm going to push that a little bit more. But I knew in that moment, the exercise wasn't for him. I mean, honestly, like it's for everybody, but like it was for you. It was for you to have to pick out a couple things that you did well.
Yeah.
So what were the things you said you did well?
I did a better job maintaining mount when I rolled with Jennifer.
Good.
And I tried things.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are really good. And as someone who does struggle a lot with affirmations, right? I have very few things that I can say I'm good at. Like I'm just, it is a struggle.
Yeah.
But something I want you to work on is not giving I don't know what to call it, but just kind of the offset of it. So like I did better at, right? That's good, but I want you to say, I did a good job at maintaining mount.
I did a good job at maintaining mount.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Weird.
I know.
It's weird.
I know it does. But
I feel like the guy on SNL that would look in the mirror and go, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me.
Yeah.
I'm that guy now.
It's okay. It is, right? It is.
It's
like,
so weird.
Think about, do you remember the video? It got passed around a lot several years ago, but it's like probably like a 4-year-old little girl standing on the bathroom counter and she's like giving herself affirmations in the mirror. Like have that energy. Think about that energy instead. Yeah. But as hard as it is to say those things, and I get it because I struggle with it too, but being able to not give yourself that discount on the compliment for yourself is something that will help you psychologically. Saying, I did a good job staying in mount today. That is going to help you believe it. You are telling your brain, yeah, I did a good job today.
Yeah, brain. Listen.
Yeah. Joe Pesci, listen up.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut your pie hole.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut it for you when I get in mount.
Now you're going to punch yourself in the face instead of me. It's not better. It's better for me, at least.
Wait. Oh, that is like some black belt voodoo right there. Just switch it around. God. On and off the mat, friends.
I often tell people, hear my voice in your head instead of yours. Right?
Oh, that would be better.
Yeah. Listen to me. Listen to the things I'm saying. I said that to Kelly a lot leading up to her leaving for Worlds, is like, I want you to hear me saying, like, you're good at this. I've got this. You've got this. I want my voice inside your head being the calm, soothing, maybe really loud still, but, just the voice like, you're good. You've got this.
Yeah. Your voice is probably a better substitute for mine right now.
Yeah. I mean, really, because it's always easier for us to be hard on ourselves.
Right.
But I was the outside perspective for one, which is different. I could see things that you're not noticing because you're in the moment.
Right.
Two, no offense, but like, I'm better at jiu-jitsu. So
I'm not going to argue that.
I'm able to see that you're doing good things, even if you're getting past when you get to X, or like you didn't fully get the back take, you still swept him over and came up.
Oh,
right?
I did, didn't I?
Yeah. So you have to take the wins, recognizing the stuff you do well, which goes back to a good reason to record video your roles.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. Now, with that said, you have to be able to look at those videos from an outside perspective and recognize what you're doing well and what you could work on.
I'm just going to give them to you.
Okay. Actually, I've thought about like sometimes just recording it and saying words throughout all of it. So that when you watch it back, you can hear me say things like, that was really good. You got to that position really well. Or like, what made you put your leg crossways like that? Like, what made you go there? Because that enabled him to pass your guard. So like just me kind of commentating it so that when you watch it back, you can think through my thoughts on your role.
That's so much nicer than what the hell were you thinking there?
Yeah. Very rarely am I going to say something like that.
Right.
Like, it's not really my style. I don't know if you know.
But as I watch back my own stuff, what were you doing? Why would you even? Yeah.
And then the downward spiral starts.
Exactly. I am just living. Like there's it's past. I've spiraled, I think.
And that happens. And like Matt was also saying that he's had a lot of conversations with people recently where they feel down on their jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And, like maybe it's just kind of that time of year, I have friends that are some of the top competitors in the world that still feel like they suck. They're not good enough. How much better could you possibly be? You're phenomenal. And I think as humans, we really struggle with recognizing what we're good at and being able to celebrate our wins and congratulate ourselves. We just have to, or we feel like we have to beat ourselves up. Like we feel like we have to still be like, I'm not good enough. And we are. We can strive to be better.
Right.
But you're doing a good job.
Okay. This is the weirdest episode we've ever recorded.
But I think there are very few jiu-jitsu people on the planet that don't need to hear this.
You're right about that.
Because we're all hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
We all think we suck.
Yeah, or we wouldn't do this. I mean, really? Like there's something, maybe something a little off in us that we show up and put ourselves in bad positions every day.
Yeah.
And then just try to fight our way out of it.
Yeah. But I mean, instead of letting the crap of life spill over onto the mat, let the beauty of jiu-jitsu spill over into your life. You did get out of bad positions. You did make it to the top. You did maintain that position. Like you had some great wins, and take that into your daily life and go, I can do this. This is easy.
I almost believe it. Almost.
We're going to keep going.
We're so close. I think I'm going to go home and watch Elf And then I will just feel better about everything.
Yeah. What's that like? The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll podcast for everyone to hear.
Yes, exactly. So, and spread some cheer.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, we really did have a podcast win.
Ooh, what was it?
Well, so Spotify does their Wrapped thing for the end of the year. And there were 41 people that we were like their number one podcast.
That's awesome.
And we were in the top 10, I think, for like 275 or 85 people. And that is a win.
That is a win.
I mean, there are some people that don't even get that many downloads on their episodes. True. And we were that for people. Like, people kept coming back and sending us messages and answering the questions that we ask in Spotify. And that was just really exciting. So that is the win that I'm going to focus on.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah. It just makes me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for coming along.
Oh, and I did have one more random thing.
Yeah.
So I put a video out, not on Beauty and the Gi, just on my own at Brassy Broad Jen. If you haven't seen it.
We all have, I bet.
I think you have, because there were like over 2 million people. The video's got over 2 million watches. It's the dumbest thing. All right, friends. It was after Thanksgiving, and I went down to the studio. I was going to rehearse, play a little guitar, and I stuck my slide on my finger, and I stuck it too far in, and my finger got stuck in my guitar slide, and I couldn't get it out.
It was terrifying. Just watching the video, I was terrified. But more terrified that the next video in the story was, all right, I'm going to try again. And I was like, no. Don't put it back on. I'm so scared for you.
Yeah, I finally turned the comments off. The comments were getting kind of weird. So I was like, we're just going to turn the comments off. And apparently when you do that, then people just go to the next video and ask their question there.
Weird.
I guess that's how the internets work.
Yeah. Okay. We're too old. We didn't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's very interesting. But also, just as a good point, the reason your video got so many views is because people were commenting, and then that makes it show it to more people. So I get like turning them off because it was getting weird, but also that is why it went viral, right? People were liking, commenting, sharing. Like that's how it goes viral.
So anyway, that's just another random weird win. But if you're not following us on Instagram, I highly recommend you find us there at Beauty and the Gi Podcast and at Brassy Broad Jen.
And AJ Klingerman. What made you put it back on so soon after it getting stuck?
I had to practice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And I knew that I would be much more careful this time.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wait, are you finding a lesson in that?
Maybe.
Like a good coach?
I'm just saying, right? Like you may have gotten tapped or your guard passed because you were trying something new, but you still try it again.
Yes.
Did it get stuck the second time?
No.
Maybe the fifth time or whatever, your guard doesn't get passed, right? Yeah. You learn your lessons. You try again.
Oh, what a nice way to put a bow on that in December.
Thanks. I am okay at that.
I'm in a much better mood now.
I am good at doing that.
You are so good at that.
Yes, I'm so good at doing that. Something else we talked about in class today, because it's Neon Belly Month.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
Kind of finding your zen.
Yes.
During Neon Belly, drilling particularly.
Yeah.
Right? Because I knew when we started Neon Belly, I was like, well, that's a good way to put Jen in a bad mood. She's going to have to be under Jennifer's Neon Belly.
Gosh, if only I was on my period, that would make it so much better. If I just had some cramps to go along with that, it'd be amazing.
Welcome to Neon Belly Month.
Right.
But truthfully, like being able to
a woman-hosted podcast.
Exactly. Sorry, guys. But like just being able to breathe through it and be like, I'm okay. I can handle this. They're only going to be there for a second. Like just kind of finding your way to find your happy place while you're under Neon Belly and you're letting someone drill and it's going to suck. And you're just like, just becoming a diamond, right? Like I'm just going to find my zen, live through the pressure, and then I get to do it to her.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I did actually put something like that into practice when I went to the dentist, and I've had 2 teeth pulled in the last couple of months. It's been really awesome. But as they are yanking and trying to pull that tooth out, I was like, I can do this. I've been here before. And I was literally thinking, nobody's trying to choke me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to sit here and it's going to be over. And I mean, I could at one point feel little tears rolling down my face, but I never completely just lost it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thanks, Jiu Jitsu.
Right.
Thanks, uncomfortable positions.
Exactly.
Thanks, neon belly.
Yep. You're like, I can do this. It's okay. I just have to breathe and it'll be over soon.
Yeah. So it has been proven, I can take the good things of Jiu Jitsu and use them out in the real world.
Yes. I think this is very helpful. I think this is good for everyone.
I think so. So we're going to ask, is this episode something that you needed to hear? Did anything resonate with you? Yeah, we definitely want to hear from you on this one. So I will ask a question in Spotify, but as always, message us. That's our favorite way to hear from you guys.
I would love for you all to message us one affirmation about your jiu-jitsu.
Oh, that's so good.
Like, I am good at blank.
Yeah.
I do a really good job at blank. I would love to hear that. What would be yours?
Mine?
One affirmation of your jiu-jitsu.
One affirmation is, can I go back to what I said today?
If you say it in a fully positive manner.
In a fully positive manner. Okay. I am good at mount.
Very nice. Very nice. I want you to keep that long, long pause in the podcast where they're like, are they still going? Does this podcast end? What happened? Nope. Just Jen trying to gather herself. Just say something positive about herself.
Oh, I just want to chop this episode up real bad now.
That is the hard part, is she's in charge of editing.
I promise I will leave that in.
Excellent.
All right. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that's great.
Okay. We're going to wrap this up then. Friends, thanks for tuning in. Like we said, connect with us on Instagram. We're also on TikTok. I'm kind of sort of there.
Yeah, I'm trying. Actually, I've been doing a lot of answering your questions on TikTok.
Oh.
So people that have been emailing me questions or sending them to my Instagram or Facebook, I've been trying to answer those questions. So I have several in my drafts that I need to post. But yeah, so if you have a question, I'd love to answer it on TikTok. I won't say anything that will call out who you are or where you train or anything like that.
And what's your handle on TikTok?
I think it's Role Model.
Okay.
It definitely says AJ Klingerman though. So I think you can find me either way.
Fantastic. All right, friends, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the mat. Beauty and the Gi is a production, a really good production. I'm good at podcasts.
You are.
Beauty and the Gi is a production of the Brassy Broadcasting Company.
And brought to you by Role Model Grappling.
You're a really good coach.
Thank you. I am a really good coach.
Welcome to Beauty and the Gi, the podcast about Jiu Jitsu and so much more coming from you.
From you what?
From you.
What they do.
Take 2.